am I experiencing this quarantine? Everything has changed, obviously. The routine is off. I'm not going to the gym every day. I'm not taking my kids to school every day. So everything has changed. In the first 2 weeks, I had to be in my room because I came back from Miami from a winter party. And then after that, I spent some time with my kids, played a lot, had some fun with my family. And whenever I could, I went to the studio and produced some big projects, some of them for the Israeli independence celebration and some of them for my own project. Did some soundtrack for a movie. I'm trying to stay positive. What I discovered about myself during this quarantine? Probably not much, because I'm 41, I know myself pretty good. I did manage to know my kids a little more, which was big fun for me. That's it. I always find inspiration and new ideas to create. This is what's driving me in life, and this is who I am. My favorite food is Japanese sushi, but I just love everything, so I'm easy with that. Just like food, I love music, any kind of music. I love R&B, I love classical music, I love electronics, pop, rock, it doesn't really matter. I just like it, I just like to listen and to get inspired to the depth of the sound. For me, movies are escape from the real life, and every time it takes me to a different adventure. So every time I see a movie, I get connected to the actor or to the actress. So every time I have a different favorite. So it's a tough question for me. In general, I'm a sci-fi geek. I really love Star Wars, X-Men, the Avengers, all of this crap. But in general, I think the movie industry is very interesting. My anger level. I actually left my anger during my mid-20s. I changed my perspective of life. I'm a much calmer person, and I don't get angry easily. If I get free time, which I almost never have, I try to use it to learn new technologies, to learn more about music, go to the gym. This is it. If I could be a superhero? Nice question. I never thought about it, but I think I would go for Iron Man. Iron Man is cool. I'm feeling blessed to be the right guy on the right time. I learned all the new technologies right before everyone. Every new plugin, every new instrument that came out, I learned it right away. And from my inexperience, I made mistakes, and my mistakes turned into new sound, and this new sound reached people, and people really connect to it. So I'm blessed. The 90s were different, definitely. First of all, the computer had a different role. It wasn't the main thing, it was an additional thing. So obviously the technology changed everything. As a kid in a rock band, we had a major success. We performed on national television, touring the country, and I found myself with my synth, with my workstation, starting to make beats on my own, and eventually I started to create tracks, and it really intrigued me. and I start to learn more and more about it. And the process of creating with a bunch of people and producing by your own is totally different, but I dig in and I learned a lot through the years, and it was really exciting to change from a part of the group to a leader by your own. I think when you work with other people, every time is a different kind of experience, and personally I love it. It's very inspired. When I start to work with Ofer Nissim, it doesn't really understand music in the professional terms like notes, or it doesn't know how to work with computer, but you have an idea. You want me to paint the sky, so you have to make a sound of sky, and he created a different kind of names for every sound which I never heard before. Like, I want something blue, I want something red, and obviously it's not a musical term. So the process was at the beginning very complicated, but I learned it very quick, and I created his sound. It was a lot of fun. Maestro Mantle, we had a very easy connection musically. So whenever we got together, there was a song, and usually it was a good song. In general, I love to work with other people. I think it's much more inspiring and much more interesting because you get different perspective out of people. You get the feeling between the two people, and you get the connection they have to the other things. So I really love it. Back then I used to work with Maya Simanto. I met her through a music producer I used to work for on a television show, and a couple of months after Ofer Nissim reached me, and he was looking for someone to produce his music. The first meeting was horrible for me because I didn't understand what's going on. It was really weird for me. He asked me to speak with him as a she, and I didn't get the idea at the beginning. I didn't answer his call for a couple of months, and then there was a situation, and he asked me to produce something for him, and I showed up, and since then it was a lot of fun. I would say to the new generation, first of all, when I started, it was very difficult to learn technologies, very difficult to learn music. And nowadays there's a lot of knowledge out there. So first of all, learn, be professional, be the best you can. I think being a good producer or a good musician, a good artist, it doesn't matter. It's not only about music, it's about the way of life. It's about devoting yourself to be the best you can. Just like a sportsman, you have to eat well, to sleep well, and to be focused, not to be all over the place. The competition is always big, and now when music production is enriched in every house, it's much harder to stand out. But I would start from the basic and try to be as professional as possible and get all the knowledge you can, but don't be afraid to make mistakes, because usually the mistakes are the game changer. In the last few years, I produced a lot of television, movies, big artists in Israel, and mainstream stuff. And quarantine made me a little bit nostalgic, and made me make a decision to produce a new album with Maya. So I'm gonna release a new album with Maya. It's been a while, and a lot of collaboration with my buddy Moaz Rami, and with other artists that I'm gonna do. So stay tuned. I guess as a performing artist, you get to see the world and you travel and you see many people, different type of people, different cultures, different experiences that you would never experience if you would stay in the same place. So I think this is the most interesting thing about music career. Obviously, the journey of becoming a master on what you do, it's great on its own. Mexico is love. I have great experience in Mexico. I enjoy travel over there. I made some friends from there, and I really enjoy Mexico. During those days, you cannot tell what's gonna be next, so I hope I'll be in Mexico as soon as possible. But at the moment, there's no specific date. We just have to wait and see. Stay safe, stay home, take care of your family, take care of yourself. It's not less important to try to be as good as you can and try to make the most of the situation. Very important.